Hey hens, how we all diddly doing? How's everybody holding up? I've got shit to say apparently. I have a lot of opinions and I feel like the world needs to hear them. So today I'm going to be talking about features that have been axed in the Sims franchise that I would like to come back, me personally. They're not demands necessarily, but if the Sims team happen to take them in that way and then implement them into the game, I would be forever in your favour, babe. These aren't like big features because obviously we know the big features, which I may make another video on, like open world, etc. But these are more small features that maybe not overlooked, but not the first thing to come to mind. But for me, I think that they're a very crucial part of the game. And I do think that they need to, just make a little return. I am free to say hello if they do happen to return. So I think that they're important, but they're not like huge things. Just small doesn't mean bad. You know what I mean? Middlesbrough is just a small town in Europe. We're actually quite big town actually, bordering on city states, but they just won't fucking grant us it for some reason. So the first thing, which is still kind of a big thing, but it's still quite a small thing in and of itself, aspiration failures. Because in The Sims 4, we have aspirations, and I think that aspirations have actually been built upon very well in The Sims 4 in terms of there's different levels to them, and it's not just a one fucking huge massive goal to complete over the span of your lifetime. I actually quite like how there's different parts to them, and it's more fleshed out. I like that part. However, aspirations in The Sims 4, despite the fact that they are built on, and despite the fact that I do like the direction that they're going in, they don't have any drawbacks. The only way you can go is up with aspirations, basically. There's no going down. And I think this term of failure, it overarches into that lack of failure in The Sims 4, and even to some extent The Sims 3. The Sims 3 also kind of erased some failure, but she was such a good game, I pretend I do not see it. There is a lack of failure in The Sims 4, but specifically talking about aspiration failures, like I said, there is only one way to go, and that's up, babe. If you're a family-oriented sim in The Sims 4 and you cheat on your entire family, ruin your children's lives, shouldn't that affect you? But it doesn't really affect you. There's no repercussions to being bad at your career, and I feel like The Sims 2 done this the best and almost the most realistic way of doing it. You would literally have to have a doctor come and see you if you failed at your life aspiration, because you'd have an identity crisis and they'd have to come and sort you out. And if that's not fucking realistic, babe, if that's not realistic, there's nothing that realistic about aspiration failures in The Sims 4. The Sims 2 approached it in a comical way that actually felt real and actually felt meaningful, where just this constant positivity is almost draining at times. Like sometimes you just want disaster, and maybe that's why I've got generalized anxiety. So who knows, babe, who knows? The next one, swiftly moving on, is curfew, because at the minute Sims can kind of go where they want to go, when they want to go there. Do you know what I mean? There's no real curfew. I will point out that this works quite well. Something that I've managed to do in my game is I have some kids and the mum and dad have split up, and the kids spend the weekends at the dad's. So I can easily do that because there's no curfew or anything, and I can just, literally travel to the dad's house and spend time with them, and like they've got a bedroom there and that. It's quite cute, actually. Quite cute. I do need to do a current household of all the current households that I'm playing because I'm having some fun. But at the minute, like, if your Sims sneak out, then there's not really much that happens. I know we've got the thing with parenthood. I miss the police knocking on my door. I think that's the root of it. That's the root of my point, actually. It's not so much the curfew I miss, it's my Sims sneaking out in curfew and the police knocking at my door and my kid literally coming home and handcuffed. Again, maybe I'm just craving disaster. I want chaos always, actually. Thank you. The next one, right, which is something that I mention a lot, but it is quite a small one that is so overlooked. And you know what? If we had it, I'd be sick of it. And I know that I would, but because we don't have it, I need it. And that's the intro. I love a good intro. The Sims 1 has one. The Sims 2 has one. Sims 2 is like fucking iconic. Sims 3 has one. Do I skip past them all? Yes. I've seen it once, don't need to see it again. But the fact that we don't have it, because the intro almost sets the tone, it's like the first line of a book. In The Sims 4, we don't have no first line. The first line is, I don't want free earbuds. Know what I mean? It sets the scene for what you're about to play, and it kind of, it gives that feeling, and you're like, do we even have a soul in The Sims 4? That's totally barbaric. But you know what? I do play without music and sound because I can't get copyright. Does it have a soul? I'm going to have to check after this, right? Right, I'm testing this out in real time. Come on, give me a soul. Don't be shy. I'm getting the sense it's shy. Come on. Where the fuck's the soul? I'll give you one, babe. Soul. I don't think it does have a soul. Soul. It needs it. Even The Sims fucking medieval had a soul. We need a soul. Soul means hello in Simlish, if you didn't know. So yeah, we need the intro. Next thing we need Private school. Correct me if I'm wrong, I didn't play with all of the Sims 3 packs, so the majority of my knowledge stems from the packs that I got for Christmas. For me, I don't think that private school came until potentially Town Life stuff or Generations. I'm not sure which came first. But in The Sims 2, if you worked really hard and like played the game and got the headmaster around and got your sim into private school and stuff, and it was hard to do so unless you cheated. So it was a real achievement getting your kid into private school. And then your kid wore a little uniform, and that's all I was asked about, I'll be honest with you. I had a special interest in school uniforms as a kid for some fucking reason. All my colouring books, I used to colour all the characters in school uniforms because I always wanted a red jumper, and my primary school didn't have red jumpers. Sad. But yeah, I really like the addition of private school, and I think that should make a return. Similarly, in the same breath, military school. You know what? My Sims just need some repercussions, because currently if my Sim fails, and that's it, you failed, babe, it's okay. Why not? I want the threat of my Sims being removed from my household for an indefinite period of time. You know what? I would actually like them to come back, because in The Sims 1, where military school happened, maybe The Sims 2 as well, it might have happened in The Sims 2, I would like the threat of my Sims being taken away. Would like to get them back though. Sims 1, you couldn't get them back. But in The Sims 1, they didn't have days of the week either. In The Sims 1, it was just every day was a working day. Honestly, capitalism's fucking wet dream. We couldn't get them back in The Sims 1. I would like them to return. But I would also like, just some fucking threat to my children failing school. Is that too much to ask, Your Honour? I'd have been sent to military school if I was in The Sims. Fucking right. 100%. Next up is one I have already talked about before, and I do have an entire, well, not an entire video on this, but it's featured in an entire history of. It's transport. We don't have cars at the minute. Why is fucking Gumtree messaging me saying hello there? Like, not even someone on Gumtree, just the app saying hello there, sell now. I'm busy, babe. Where was that? Oh yeah, transport. We don't have cars at the minute, and like, would I like cars? Yes. Am I that asked about them? Not at the minute. Like, I'd welcome them if they were there, be excited over it. I'd actually be very excited over it, actually. But at the minute, like, if we don't have them now, I can wait a little while for them is basically what I'm trying to say. And I don't mean transport in terms of cars. I mean transport in terms of like a work car coming to pick you up, or the school bus. I just fucking miss the school bus, and I miss the school bus driver. I just miss him. Can he come back home, please? Because Plumbella needs him. There's one bus driver in particular I'm thinking about. I can't remember his name. I think it begins with a G. My heart belongs to him. My heart belongs to the bus driver. I am referencing My Heart Belongs in Tokyo. That's what I was singing there. Next up, rabbit holes. Now, let me take you on a little journey, because I didn't like The Sims 3 when it first came out. I found it really hard to adjust from, like, you could go everywhere and everything was a visitable lot. I found it really hard to adjust from that to then go into The Sims 3, where the majority of things were rabbit holes and you couldn't really enter anything. I don't think that The Sims 3 done it perfectly. I would like a mix of rabbit holes and places that you can go into, but I also do miss rabbit holes, and I also do think that there is a place for rabbit hole type community lots in The Sims 4. Not necessarily on an actual lot, because we have such a lack of lots in The Sims 4. Real buildings where we can please, do you know what I mean? Don't sacrifice one of them usable lots for a rabbit hole. But because the world is essentially a set in The Sims 4, I actually think it would work quite well to have like a school within that set, so your Sims would still have to vanish essentially, because we don't have the school bus that I have previously fangirled over. So your Sims, if they're not in the neighbourhood where the school is, they'd have to travel. If your Sim was in the neighbourhood, they could just walk into the rabbit hole. And also like little cafes that you could pop into in the neighbourhood, it would make the neighbourhood feel more alive, because at the minute, I know you can walk around your neighbourhood, but it almost doesn't feel like that, because you have to travel to each lot, and because each lot is a usable lot, it's like visitable and you can go in and order things, it closes it off even more. But if we would have like a cafe, because we have these pop-up like visitable things where you can just order something, but more things like that. But also rabbit holes could be a really good option to place in the environment around the Sims worlds. Please, 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 let me get what I want this time. I do miss the careers being rabbit holes though, like I like the aspect of active careers where you can go and visit the lot. Love that. Like not raining on that parade at all, Your Honour. Love it. Keep that. I mean, like in The Sims 3 where you could go around the neighbourhood and you could be like, oh well, the police is in this department, and if you go to the city hall then you can, do you know what I mean? And like that's where your Sim travels to work. That I really liked. I liked that. Really made it feel alive, because at the minute you could be doing fucking anything. You just vanish off the lot, never to be seen until your work finishes. Also, another one which again really annoys me when it's happening in previous games. Like in previous games, I'm sure I could have or have even downloaded a mod that just gets rid of this. But still, like having the challenge, you know what I mean? Sickness in The Sims. In The Sims 2, if you ate something that was stale, that had gone off, you genuinely got sick, you'd have a stomach bug. In The Sims 4, we do have negative repercussions if you eat something that's bad, because you do get a negative emotion towards it. Get Mars into that toilet, babe. You know what I mean? Just get him there. I'll wait. It's fine. It's worth it for me, honestly. So yeah, those are, how many did I do? 8 little things that have been cut from the franchise that I would like to see a return of. I feel like I have odd energy today. Thank you for watching nonetheless. But yeah, I feel like my energy's odd. Do you know why? I'll tell you why. My mum and dad have gone to Scotland. Big up Declan. And I am babysitting 2 children. One of them is in the teenage years and the other is entitled. So, a bit stressed. Having fun though, but that might be why my energy is odd. Anyway, love you all so much. I have a final date for my house as well, so expect house vlogs coming soon. What little features do you miss from the front? Oh my god, wow. Look at this pause. I feel like I need to do an American server accent. What features do you miss from The Sims 4? Let me know down below.
Every time she opens her mouth, it's like, wah, wah, wah.
Anyway, I'm going to eat some chips. Love you all. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, beach.